The giant octopus, a deep-sea predator known for its remarkable intelligence, flexible body, and powerful tentacles. Weighing up to 17 kilograms, this species thrives in cold coastal waters, where its strength and texture make it a prized catch in Japanese seafood markets. Today we'll watch the masterful cutting process from precise preparation to delicate portioning, revealing how experts transform this ocean giant into a culinary delicacy. After its skin is peeled, the butcher uses a long knife to split open the octopus's eyes. To clean the octopus, it is then thrown into a water tub where it is cleaned thoroughly. Freshly taken out of the water, the octopus is thrown into another massive dish with boiling water to start the delicious cutting and cooking process. Moments later, the cutter uses a hook tool to move the octopus in the boiling water, ensuring that the cooking process that's yet to come goes as smoothly as a cake. As you can see, the impurities are already floating in a very eerie manner, so the butcher just takes them out using a small jug and washes them. And once the octopus starts turning red, that's when you know that the cook's masterful cutting skills are ready to be unleashed. Right after putting in some quick cuts to confirm the octopus's tenderness, the butcher now puts a lid on the boiling pot to prevent heat from escaping. This time, the octopus will be boiled for 5 straight minutes. The steam rises slowly with more water thrown on it, while impurities get taken out like they're the butcher's enemy. Finally, the octopus is red and placed in the primary tub, where it's cleaned a little more and cooled off until a crease forms. As the temperature cools, the cook finally takes it out of the water and hangs it up. Then, with each precise cut, some holes are being put into the octopus to waste some extra water that the arms have already sucked. Now that everything is finally cooled down, the butcher puts the internal organs onto a cutting board and starts chopping them with a long butcher knife. The lungs are cut and everything else is also chopped into small, masterful pieces and finally transferred into a tray. Using the same knife, the butcher makes a deep slice into the octopus's head and removes it, then transfers it to the cutting board where they pry it open, cutting the outer skin from the inner meat. The head and the body are finally distinct from one another. Shifting from slicing the body to the head now, the butcher makes small cuts that resemble olives. Finally, he moves into the bigger part of the head, chopping it into even smaller pieces. All of the head and body parts are borderline minced, and some are cut into cubes and put into a separate tray where they'll later be cooked. As the air fills with the smell of the octopus, the arms are now taken off and put on the chopping board where they barely fit. Now that the octopus is on board, literally, the dark bead-like structure is removed. The cutter cuts the octopus in half. Time to peel off the skin, and probably the most satisfying segment of the video, the cutter slashes it off. Most cooks would throw the skin away because it's just way too thick to chew. By taking the same knife as before, the octopus is now diced, coming from the thinnest part towards the thickest one. This process is time-consuming but is quite satisfactory. And just look at how beautiful the tray looks with the meat of octopus, just like we're looking at a masterclass presentation. The octopus presented is wrapped and sealed in a box, ready to be shipped to the cook. Shifting from slicing to packaging, an ice pack is fit into the next box, which is layered with plastic wrap and completely layered off so the next pieces of octopus would remain cool while not having direct contact with the ice. Moving forward to the thickest and most delicious part of the arms, the butcher now removes each arm along with the skin and puts them into the newly cooled box. Once by one, the skin is peeled and the arms are transferred into the box. The box looks beautifully designed, with the octopus presented as if it were Picasso who designed it. Next up we have the horse mackerel, which is every sashimi chef's dream. Watch till the end. The butcher uses a Japanese kitchen knife similar to a santoku. He takes out the horse mackerel and cuts the head off. Each motion flows into the next. The same process is repeated with another mackerel with a wire pushed across both. The rhythm of the knife never falters. To take away all the bad blood, the chopping board is flooded with water, draining away all the unwanted red liquid. The fish are also washed to ensure the cooking process is blood-free. Since horse mackerel has beautiful scales, yet they're not so useful in cooking, we must scrape them off. So the butcher uses a professional scraper tool to peel it off. You can even use a knife, but that's just a little inefficient. After that, the fish is washed, so any excess gun is also wasted away. To streamline the cooking process, the chef takes out the previous knife again and cuts the tails of both fish. After that, he slices the heads off and throws them away. Finally, the internal organs are taken out with razor-sharp precision, and the fish is looking like it's ready to be sliced and diced. To clean the horse mackerel from inside, a sharp water hose is then added from the tail, removing any excess impurities and kicking them out in an instant. Next up, any excess organs and meat are removed, so all we get is meat for cooking. To further clean the fish from inside, a soft brush is used, refining the inner texture of the fish while removing any useless parts of the fish. Now that the board is set, the cutter uses a long knife to slice the fish from the inside while also taking away extra skin and removing it from the bone structure. The fish is filleted into 3 main pieces. The meat is also separated from the fat, giving us the scrumptious redness of the horse mackerel. I bet you're already water-mouthed. The fatty part is then dried and cared for. But now comes an important part, which can be done with tweezers just like the chef or using a regular knife. The process is repeated every play. After some time, the pieces are wrapped in a tissue to soak up any moisture. To amp up the process, the cutter then cuts the fish in half, ultimately slicing the fish into small cubes. The other parts of the meat are also cut into unique shapes, and all of them are transferred to a place where they are almost ready to be served. Looking scrumptious so far. Served with the amazing wasabi sauce, this fish is the epitome of taste and luxury. And now we have the very gorgeous looking gizzard shad, which is ideal for turning into sashimi. Let's see how the cook turns this fish into a customer's delight. A handful of shad are removed from the tub and pierced through the necks to begin the chopping process. This is the most time-consuming of them all, due to the sheer volume the butcher is going through. Then the head, extra organs, and fins are cut. This is so that we can mold the fish into fillets later on, ready to be turned into yummy sashimi. All the pieces are transferred into a small tub where they are submerged in water and cleaned, giving them a shimmering shine. That's just the beauty of the gizzard shad. After the fish are taken out of the tub, the butcher cleans them one by one, ensuring that there's no blood or excess organs left inside the fish. The butcher takes a sharp knife and slices the fish from the middle. All the chopped pieces are thrown into the same tub. During the slicing process, the bones are removed and the fresh meat is transferred into the tub. Yet again, the butcher is now cleaning the fish using her hands and some water. The extra water is drained as the fish are cleaned. Finally, they are placed on a towel to soak up all the moisture, so they are ready to be cooked. Once the fish are added to the towel, the butcher then rolls it up so that the water is drained relatively quickly. By pushing the tower a bit, she ensures that all the water is soaked into the tower properly. While the previous fish is being dried, the butcher takes her attention to some extra pieces of gizzard shads from before. The fish is soaked in water and cleaned properly, just like before, and is also dried. The cutting process continues as the butcher turns into a chef while chopping the shad into small and long strips. The process is repeated throughout, and just like that, the fish is transferred into a small box where it is ready to be served as sashimi. To the last and yummiest video of them all, here we'll learn how to make squid and gizzard shad sashimi, a pure masterpiece of a combo and taste that is unmatched in any area of the world. Freshly taken out of the water, the cutter uses a small yet sharp knife to cut the head and slice it off from the middle. This instantly kills the squid. The body and the head are separated. The cutter then pushes away all the useless internal organs. Once the place smells like a squid, the butcher takes the body and starts slicing the squid's arms into small pieces. Moments later, all legs are sliced and transferred into a tray. Now to the interesting part where the skin of the squid's head is peeled off, revealing a delicious looking meat that is sliced and put away. Then the head meat is put into the squid compression machine and it comes out chopped into pieces in just a few moments. This machine is also called the magnetometer. Right as the second squid is prepared, all the pieces are transferred into a styrofoam plate, where it is served with some wasabi sauce and sesame seeds. And there you have it, the tastiest squid sashimi you've ever eaten. But sashimi isn't complete until we have the gizzard shad. Switching the cooking narrative, the butcher uses the same long yet sharp knife to start the peeling and the head chopping process. Once all the heads are sliced, it's time for the tail and the skin. With razor-sharp precision and speed, the butcher starts slicing the fins and the tail, only revealing the most sought-after part of the gizzard shad. To take things up a notch, all the internal organs are removed, giving us only the meaty part that's necessary. Using the same magnetometer, the fish is then chopped into fresh sashimi without even using a knife. It is served the same way squid was done, with sesame seeds, and there you have it. If you enjoyed the cooking show today, do give us a sub and ring the bell icon for the latest cutting videos.